I have a special guest today on our What Sold this weekend. Soren, do you have anything to say? Okay, we're going to try and do this with a puppy. Right, Soren? I know. All right, so if you haven't watched my recent videos, this is my new adopted shelter pup. He has been battling 3 respiratory illnesses and parvo. He is starting to improve on all fronts, but you're not 100% yet, right? He stayed in the hospital for 6 days. It has been an exhausting couple weeks, but I'm so happy to see he's doing a little bit better. I still have to keep my dog separate because just to be safe, even though whatever. So I'm trying to go back and forth between dogs, trying to do a little reselling, keep up with real estate, keep up with YouTube videos. And I had some decent sales this weekend. So I thought I would do a what sold this weekend before I ship off these items. And I thought the puppy could join. He's blending in with my outfit, but he's this white stripe. Right, bud? Okay, so I have this IKEA bag full. I think this is 19 or 20 items. So this is everything. Sorry, dog. So we're just gonna like put stuff right here and he's gonna just chill. He is a cuddle bug and he doesn't quite understand that I can't hold him all the time. So this is a treat for him, but you're awkward, but that's okay. All right, so first up, I do have some notes as far as how long things took to sell. This weekend, it was $350 in sales on Poshmark and $304.60 on eBay. It was 10 items on Poshmark and 9 items on eBay. So not a bad weekend for me. None of these appear to have been anyone from the reseller community that I know of. Although a few people last week did purchase a few items to support this little guy, right, in your recovery journey. I know, thank you so much. In his recovery journey. And I just want to mention thank you to anyone who purchased anything. I hope you enjoyed your items. They were already shipped off. Also, big thank you to Erin, Mickey, and Deborah. You guys all bought me coffees and sent me little positive notes for Soren, the pup. I just wanted to say thank you. And to anyone who's been watching my videos as a sign of support, I really appreciate it. Thanks. All right, do you want to lay down, make things easier? Okay. All right, so this one really made me happy. So before I picked him up at the hospital, I had to go back and forth a couple times. The hospital is an hour and 20 minutes away from me. And so when I was going to pick him up that day, they were a little worried about his respiratory illnesses, like lots of coughing fits. And so I decided to give him some extra time at the hospital that day. And so I went by a couple thrift stores and this was one of the items I grabbed and it sold in 24 hours for full asking price. But I don't know how we're going to do this because I need both hands to like hold up an item. Okay, you need to just, there we go. All right, so it's a men's vest and on the inside of one pocket, it had this little patch and it says Solimar, made in Italy, Moss and Hoffman. So that's what it looks like. Whoops, oh geez, oh gosh, sorry, bud. We gotta figure this out. All right, but this is going to be entertaining for everyone, hopefully. All right, so this is a men's size extra large. According to the size guide comparison, I think it was a 56. When I went to their online size guide, it converted to a men's US extra large. There is some light pilling on the gray trim under the armpit and on the zipper pockets, but there was someone that sent me an offer of $50 and it was when I went to bed early because I have not been getting full nights of sleep. And when I woke up the next day, I missed the offer of $50, but I got the full price sale of $69. Now, the thing about this, when I looked up this brand, some things were selling for over 100, some things were selling for 20. And I couldn't find any quilted men's vests. I even went into eBay history. I didn't do some crazy long search. I just did a quick search on every platform I sell on. I couldn't find anything. So I decided to price it at $69, $70 approximately. I always do like $1 less, but $70 thinking if I got an offer for $50, I'd be thrilled. This was marked at $15 when I purchased it, but it was 50% off at this thrift store. And so $750 Is that the right math? $7.50 to $70 approximately is a really great flip, especially in 24 hours. So yeah, I was really, really happy about that. Oh, bud, you need to just like glue yourself there. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. Next up, these are in no particular order. Some of this stuff is more recent. Some of it one of these items took 3 years to sell, over 3 years to sell. So it's an assortment. This is a CP Shades Free People button front shirt. And I recently picked this up probably, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So it took less than a month to sell. There is some light pilling, or not light pilling, there's some couple small pulls in the fabric, which I noted. How can we put you on the table? I'll wipe it off after, but maybe then I can hold stuff. Can we try that? Because he's like an awkward puppy. Oh, this might, okay. Well, okay. Can you sit? We don't know the commands yet. He's approximately 4 months. We have done no training because we've just been in survival mode. Okay. So this is the CP Shades Free People button front shirt. This sold for, I said how much the vest sold for, right? I hope so. All right. I know. Thank you so much for being so good right there. All right. This sold for full price of $49. I love this collab, the Free People CP Shades collab. This is a size medium. And again, that's the tag. I've sold this collab a few times, and every time I see it, I pick it up. I wouldn't necessarily pay astronomical amount for, but if this was marked up to $10, I'd probably pick it up if it was in decent condition. Right, bud? Okay. So that is that one. The vest sold on eBay. The shirt sold on Poshmark. All right. A pair of shoes. I mean, I don't know. This is easier for me, except if he falls off, in which case we don't need that happening, right? Can you sit? Can you sit? Okay, we don't know that. I know you're showing them your good tail wag, right? Okay, so these shoes took a long time to sell. These shoes took 9 months to sell, and they only sold for $24, I believe. And they sold on eBay, and they sold for an offer to liker. So I sent out offers. These have gone through at least one price drop. Really adorable kind of espadrille platform style. Are you inspecting them? You don't need to eat it. We're not eating shoes. That's not part of the drill. All right, so OTBT. It stands for something people have told me, but it's a little hard to see in the inside just how they have it written, but it's back here. This is the first time I think I picked up this pair, and the comps look pretty decent, so I was hopeful. They are in pretty good shape. But they are a smaller size. I want to say these were a 5.5, which I don't think I'm the best at looking up sizes all the time, especially when it's a new brand. I just get excited. So I think that's why. If they were probably a 7 or an 8 or a 9, I think these probably could have gotten, easily $40, right? But it is what it is. They still sold, and they're going out the door. All right. I know you're doing great. Can you face the camera? He's looking a little skinny. I don't know if you can see, but he's eating really well right now. Okay. Can you look at the camera? I know they just would like to see you and not your tush, right? I know. Thank you so much. Okay. So this is a Urban Outfitters fleece that I recently picked up, and I picked it up for style. So I liked the color blocking. It looks cozy. It looks comfy. It's a size medium/large, and it's just the regular Urban Outfitters tag. Urban Outfitters is something I rarely pick up. I used to pick it up pretty often when I was new in my first year, and then I realized it just doesn't sell quickly or for much money. Even though a lot of the styles can be pretty cute and on trend, it just doesn't do all that well for me. But because of the size, the style, I really liked it. I was happy to pick it up. And this sold on Poshmark for $31, and it took less than a month to sell. Okay, so this is the item that took over 3 years to sell. 3 years and 2 months, I believe, to be exact. And it finally sold on eBay on an auction. So I've been running a few auctions of some older items, just mixing things up. And when I run an auction, I'll usually bring the price down about half. And that way, if it were to sell for that price, can you see me? If it were to sell for that price, I'd still be fine with it. I mean, if it hasn't sold in 3 years, it's time to go. Like, let's just get my money back. So this sold for $14.11. It is a skirt. I do have another skirt in here that did very well. So not all skirts are created equal, but it isn't my best selling item. This is Rag & Bone. This skirt probably retailed for $100, $150. It's got some like leather little accents here. It's pretty adorable. You know, it is what it is. It was a size 10, ran small for a size 10. It's got some nice accents. It's like a faux wrap, or it's a wrap style. So yeah, I was pretty bummed that this did not sell quicker or for much money, but I'm happy it's going to a new home, and it is what it is. All right, what do we have here? We've got overalls, right? Can you say overalls? No, dogs don't talk, I know. Okay, so this is a vintage pair of overalls. These did take me 10 months to sell. I like to take chances on some vintage items, even if they're not gonna sell super quick. I still think it's kind of fun at times. I know, do you want to show them the label? Okay, so this is Blvd overalls. No, you don't get to eat the overalls. And these are just kind of fun. They're men's, they're like true working overalls. So they're not like the most trendy, but I think these probably sold because people are probably working in gardens and, you know, probably want some working overalls. So these did sell on Poshmark, which kind of surprised me, but I'll take it. So these sold for $24, and all of these on eBay, they did pay shipping separately. And then on Poshmark, obviously they paid shipping. A couple of these were offered likers, so a small shipping discount, but right now we're trying to show, right, bud? I know. Okay, so this one I was so excited sold. I did price a little bit high, so I'm really surprised it sold for full price. It's the first time I've ever picked up this brand, and I picked it up a few weeks ago, which was Tehachapi. And I was so happy because I see this brand at REI a lot. And while I'm not a colorful person, I just love the fact that when I walk into REI and I see the Tehachapi section, I'm just so, I don't know, it brings cheerfulness. And so this is a women's size small. And there was a very, very, very faint spot somewhere over here. I noted it, but it sold for full price of $59 on Poshmark. And it took less than a month to sell. I know, is it so awkward being up there? I know I need to wipe off the table because dogs actually aren't allowed on the table, but we're doing the best that we can. Okay, so this jacket is an Athleta jacket. I can't see my computer, but I know. Can you maybe finagle the other way? I know, thank you. Thank you. This is an Athleta jacket, and it is priced at, it sold for $24. It did take a while to sell. It took 8 months to sell. I would like to sell everything, if I could, in 3 months or less. Probably my average is 6 months. I do sell things, you know, at the 8 or 9 month mark, and I'm still fine with it. But, you know, that is not long for me, but it's not short for me. So this is Athleta, size small. This is just a denim jacket. And is this the right one? Yes, okay. It's a snap front denim casual jacket. A really nice spring item. This sold for $24 on Poshmark. Nothing too exciting, but Athleta has to be a pretty great piece for it to sell for a lot for me. All right, nope, this one's not for you. It looks like it's your size though, thank you. Okay, this is a kid's item from the bins. So there was a day at the bins, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, 8 months ago. Time flies when you're having fun. 8 months ago, I found a bin of a whole bunch of kind of pricey kids stuff. Doan dress for a kid, and I can't even remember some of it. But this was in that bunch of stuff I picked up. The brand is called Bond Point, and it's a little girl's floral blouse. Now, there is a little tiny ink mark somewhere on here, and I noted it, but it kind of blends in, so it wasn't really a big deal. But this is a size 8 for little girls. And I was surprised by some of the comps for this brand just because I don't sell a lot of kids. It's not what I gravitate towards. But this sold on eBay and it sold for $22.49. So that's really great in my opinion for a little kids item, especially that weighs pretty much nothing at the bins. So it probably cost me $1. Can you lay down? I know, can you just, there's that tail wag. Okay, you're showing off your tail wag again. Okay. You don't need to eat the stuff, right? We have to ship that off today. Okay, next up is a Madewell jumpsuit. And I picked this up recently with my friend Pam at the bins. And recently is in like, a month ago. So it took about a little less than a month to sell. It's a navy blue polka dot, like probably, I think the measurement was kind of like an ankle length, but it has some little buttons on the front. This is Madewell and it was a size 10. And yeah, I was happy to see this sell pretty quickly. It was a decent size, so obviously that was a factor in picking it up. It was also from the bins. This sold for $30 on eBay, and like I said, probably took a little less than a month to sell, right? How are we doing so far? Okay, here's another vintage item that took a while to sell. This actually took 21 months to sell, so not quite 2 years, but almost. So vintage stuff, when I pick up, I'm not thinking like, oh my gosh, this is gonna sell immediately. So, a couple vintage items not selling quickly is not surprising to me. But I think it's fun to pick up vintage just to, try different things at times. And it's not my strength, but it's how I learn. So Emmanuel Ungaro is the designer. This is a size 10, and this is just a blazer. And it's just a blazer. It's made in Italy. I don't know the material, but it's got a single button that can button in the front. So this one I was happy to see go. It did sell on Poshmark, I believe, which again, way to go Poshmark with a couple vintage sales and old sales. So this sold for $24 on Poshmark. All right, this is a bread and butter brand for me. My trusty J. Jill, extra large, black cardigan. Is it showing up? It just kind of has a little bit of a waterfall front, and I think it's a linen or linen blend. So this one surprised me it took so long to sell, because usually an extra large J. Jill Good Basic, usually sells in a couple months for me, but this took 4 months to sell. So not terrible, but not, so, right? But it also, we're getting out of winter. So maybe that's more of like that spring layering piece. Do you want to lay down? How did we teach Luna tricks? I'm going to have to relearn how to do tricks. All right, so I had one bundle on Poshmark, and it was 2 maternity items from the same brand. It's one of the only maternity brands that I know to pick up, and it's pricey, and celebrities wear it. Meghan Markle has worn it. Don't jump off. I don't know what I would do if you broke something. I would just have a complete meltdown if we had another incident. All right, so the brand is Hatch. This is I think it's called the Circle T. I've sold this before. It's a really popular basic of theirs. So this was in the bundle. This does have a very small imperfection, not quite hole, but going to be a hole. So I noted that. And this obviously bundle sold on Poshmark. So the bundle sold for $77. And I think, okay, I'm gonna click on the bundle so that I can tell them. So I had this shirt. Oh, no, you don't need to press the computer. Okay, I don't know what you just hit, but you hit something. So the tee, I had it priced for $39, and this dress I had priced at $69, and the two sold for $77, which I think is great because this dress also is flawed too. So can you tell it's a fun adventure around here? But I thought it would be fun to maybe have in the video, give him something to do, because this boy. Hatch, same brand. And this one actually had a pretty significant tear on the back right here. Now I think that's a heel. I think it's on a seam, so I think it could be pretty easily stitched up. This I think was a size small approximately, and I was really happy. Both of those sold in less than a month. So yeah, all right. A few more items, bud. and then you can go back outside and sit in the sunshine. Although I think you're actually enjoying the table a little too much. All right, so this is a Lily Pulitzer dress. And this is, by the way, for any germaphobe out there, I typically don't eat at this table. This is kind of a working table for me. I do a lot of shipping here. I have a lot of stuff that goes on here, right? So I would not put him on my kitchen counters. I just, no shade if you put your dogs on your kitchen counters, but this is a best option to keep him in the video. Can we see that tail wag? Can we see that tail wag? I know, can you wag? Can you do a little dance? There's that tail wag. There's that tail wag. Yeah, bud. I know, and you weren't coughing right now. That's what we need to see. I know. Thank you so much. Okay, you can't come up here. I know that's what you're aiming for. Okay, can we show them this tag? Okay, very good job. Okay, so this is Lily Pulitzer, size large. This is a little fit and flare striped blue and teal kind of dress. This did take 4 months to sell, and it sold on Poshmark, I believe. Nope, it sold on eBay. No, you don't need to jump. Okay. You don't need to eat my hair either. Can I see under? You're eating my hair. No, thank you. The hair is not edible. The dress sold for $35 on eBay, which is really pretty great, right? All right. This is 2 more items. That's a big yawn. 2 more items. This is a J. Crew dress. I just recently picked this up. It sold pretty quick in a couple weeks, and it's a size large, absolutely adorable. Whoops, you're hitting the computer again. Great. No, we don't need to talk to Siri. Sorry, Siri. No, thank you. No, thank you. Go away, Siri. Oh gosh, he's licking my arm. Okay, so this is the J. Crew dress. It's kind of a midi, flowy, tiered dress. Absolutely adorable. This sold pretty quick in a couple weeks for $31 on Poshmark, I believe. Siri, go away. How do you make Siri go away? Wowzers, if you're still watching, I appreciate it. I am just trying to give him something to do, multitask, Okay, so this sold for $31 on Poshmark, and it was a pretty quick sale, especially for a J. Crew item. All right, last but not least was this skirt. This is sold in basically a month, a little less than a month, and this is by the ModCloth brand Fervor, and this sold on eBay for $44, which was my full asking price. It had all these really fun, colorful pencils, and it was plus size. It was a 2X. So I don't do well with this brand, but I knew the style was, okay, you don't need to sit on the computer. Okay, well, can you sit over here? Okay. I knew the style was gonna be great for maybe a teacher or just someone that likes pencils. Okay, let's come over here. So while I was working on shipping, I realized I forgot to show this one item, which are these Beta brand pants. My audio cut out, so I'm just doing a little quick voiceover to explain it. These had like a very subtle heart print on them, and they did sell for $31. And I believe they took 2 months to sell, so definitely not bad. So I was pretty happy with that, and I got these shipped out the same day. Most of these were, I don't know. I don't remember. My average cost of goods is about $5. And none of these I paid up for or anything like that. So I would say most of these either were, approximately $2, $2.50 at the bins, or, $6 or $7 at the regular thrift stores, approximately. So I know some people ask about my cost of goods. I'm pretty transparent about that. And that's basically it. So I need to put this little pup outside on his side of the yard, and so he can take some snoozes in the sunshine. And I've got to get this stuff packaged up and shipped out. I do hope that you enjoyed this exciting, short, what sold. If I get another weekend where it's a decent amount of stuff to show and a fun assortment, I will try this again, maybe with a more well-behaved pup, or maybe both pups. Right now, both pups can't be in the same room, and I am trying to keep him off the ground. In the main part of the house, he is in my office, so he helps me ship when I go in there to ship, right? That's where you sleep at night. So we're doing the best that we can. I'm just so happy to see improvements every day. He does still have these coughing fits with his respiratory stuff, and he still is on quite a bit of medication for parvo and respiratory stuff, but he's definitely coming around, feeling better, really loving the sunshine, getting lots of rest. and eating well, right? Because that's what you need to do. Also, people have asked what he is. I saw the mom. I didn't see the dad. Luna's like 10 different breeds. She is a combination of Lab, Husky, Pit Bull, German Shepherd. Those were her 4 main breeds. I don't know what he is, but the mom looked like maybe a Lab Border Collie mix. I'm guessing based off of his characteristics, his face, he might have a little Pit Bull in him from the dad. Who knows? I don't know what he is, but I like his little tuxedo, and I don't know how his ears will be. Luna's ears perked up a little bit on one side when she was about 6 months old. So he might have his ears change a little bit, but they're pretty cute, flappy. And so I like his little face mark on this one side, right? I know, am I just being so terrible? I like his little paws, right? Yeah, and he still needs to get fully vaccinated. So we are gonna get back on that schedule once he's fully better, which probably will be at least another couple weeks. And someday, soon, he'll be able to play with Luna again, and we'll get him into some little doggy training, and we'll have lots of dogs showing up in videos, right? I know. So be sure to hit the thumbs up if you liked this What Sold, if you like seeing Soren. Thank you so much for everyone's kind words while he's been sick. We've been doing the best we can. I'm so lucky he's part of the pack now, right? A little mini pack. Luna's new friend. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye. I've gone through so many wipes. I wipe everything. It's like I wash my hands every 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, it's madness around here. It's absolute madness.